Yeah, we are far, but when it gets there, we will absolutely try there. But we are not even. I mean, like that's not for right now. I mean, that's the contracts would be something for next year maybe, but not for right now.
The my son comes on board. What do we do?
Well, the first thing I would say is have a conversation with the teacher, and I think that's where you start. And I know that I know several families in this room that have already set up meetings with me and the teacher to say, what can we do to accelerate your son? So that's the first thing I would do, because there's a difference like between come home board and making sure that they're invested in real work than just busy work. So I think that's the first thing you do is you go and meet with the teacher and you say, what can we do to help work? Teachers, do you agree? Yes. So that's the first step. And then I think that you let that play out and you see how it works. If it's not working, then we come back together again. And at that time, it would probably be effective to get administration involved and say, how can we do this together? But most of our teachers are pretty skilled. They also work in what we call professional learning communities. That's one of the things we're asking them to do is like after they do a assessment on a skill, like say it's text features per se, because I know that that's being taught right now. So once they do a skill called text features, they're going to give an assessment, and then they'll be able to distinguish who's at grade level, who's above grade level, who's not at grade level yet. And so then they'll come together and they'll say, all right, I'll make the lesson for the kids that are over grade level, the enrichment lesson. Can you make a lesson for the kids that need help? So they're collaborating in that way to help distinguish those pieces. But always, 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 just so you know, your first line of defense is always the teacher. So, and I appreciate sometimes people will CC me on emails and I read the emails, but I don't respond unless they're really specifically to me. Now, if you don't get a response from the teacher, then let me know. Say, hey, I sent this email 2 weeks ago. I never got anything back. Can you follow up? And so those are some things we can do. But it really helps if I get calls, the very first question I'm going to ask is, have you spoken with the teacher yet? And then we go back to the teacher, and then we move forward from there. Because a lot of times between your 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old student and the teacher, we can get things cleared up without having the administration involved.